Welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Tonight I had an idea. I wanted to go through all the Johnnie Walker range and put them in here, let it just kind of circle around for a little bit, and then see if I could finish what was going on. Eric, wait, thank you very much for promoting the show. I really appreciate it. Anyway, so without further ado, I want to just kind of show you guys what I've got going on here. But let me first say, just because a lot of people might be checking this out, maybe only staying for like a minute or two just to see what it's about. If you are a new subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. I know I've gotten a ton of new people lately. This might be your first real live stream with me, so welcome to the live stream. I hope you stick around. This is bound to be a pretty fun one. Now, you might also not know that there is a bit of an in-joke with the channel about Johnnie Walker Red, so if it happens to be one of your favorites, try not to be too offended. So let me show you guys what I've got going on here. So on the bottom of these glasses, I have taped colors. This one's silver, you can't really see, or platinum. Double black, couple of other ones. So they all have a color on the bottom, but I can guarantee you, and I tested myself, that I cannot see what color it is through the bottom of this glass. Now, my intent with this video is not to, give nosing and tasting notes and anything like that. But, if I feel inclined, I have some pulled up in the background. It's not going to be my own notes, but I never give good notes when I'm doing live streams. It's just not the right place for me personally to kind of get all the stuff. So anyway, what I'm going to do is pour this stuff into here and just kind of go through that. So, all right, we got gold first. So let's grab the gold. I'm only going to pour kind of a little bit because otherwise I'm going to be hammered on the stream, which, could be fun, but it is also Wednesday night and I have some work-related training. That's so weird. I remember even when I did the video of the gold, the cap was hard to pull off. All right, so we'll just do small drams. Maybe I won't finish them. Maybe I will. Who cares? I looked at all of the Johnnie Walkers that I had the other day when I was cleaning out my bar, and I found this one's the red. Tell me, guys, in the chat, can you see the colors on the bottom of these things when I hold them up? So if I were to drink like this, can you see that color? Hopefully you can. I'll put a little bit of this swill in here. Yeah, no, I'm gonna make an honest effort here not to cheat. So this one's the green. That's the big boy right here. Yeah, so you guys will just have to kind of trust me on that one, but pop. All right. I do like this little cap thingy, even if it's kind of silly. So Eric, hopefully you had a good show. I did not tune into it. I was, putting the kids to bed, taking a shower, getting ready for this stream and everything. But hopefully your stream went well. This is the Johnnie Walker Blue. Yep. For those of you that have not had Johnnie Walker Blue and maybe wondering about it, my personal opinion is that it's not worth the money. But as I said on my review, it's kind of like a nickname. It's not something that you give yourself. It's something that you let somebody else give you. This one's the silver. Let's see. Whiskey Wednesday. Yep. So for anybody who may be wondering, Booker's and the Power Glove will not be making an appearance on this episode. There's too much going on here. I've got machinery and way too many bottles. So I was a little worried about dropping. Every time I wear that Power Glove when I'm doing the streams here, I worry that I'm gonna drop it. So this one's the double black. You can see there's a little bit of a slash. You drinking Glenrothes tonight? Let's see. The Mash and Drum is also live. I'll watch the replay. Gave a good night, Bill. I promoted your stream on my live show tonight. Yep, I saw that, Eric. Thank you. I feel bad that I'm overtaking the Mash and Drum, right? Or that I'm doing my stream at the same time as the Mash and Drum. I didn't see that. This is also kind of an impromptu thing. I typically don't do Wednesdays. I usually do Fridays. I just kind of had an opportunity. This is just the regular black and was feeling inspired. Oh, looks like I actually haven't opened this bottle yet. I think I must have done, yeah, the last time I did black, I think I had the actual bottle. All right, hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, it's got a regular thing. Hold on a sec. Probably should have taken care of this before the stream starts. You guys should see me before these stream starts. I'm like a maniac because, I put my kids to bed around 7:30. They usually don't go to sleep until roughly 8 o'clock, which gives me an hour to shower, usually shave, get set up my lights, get my camera going, get whatever I've got to go here. Literally went downstairs and drew on little squares with crayons because it was the only thing I had that had all of the colors. Kids can come in handy, I guess. All right. So let's see what's going on in the chat here before I get started. You mean check is in the mail? Habs. If only I believed you. Oh, good, Steve. I'm glad you got off your call. Awesome. Is that your record turntable doing double duty? Actually, I built this thing, Kenny. Kenneth, sorry. If you watched some of my early videos, you'll see that I always had the bottles turning on this thing. So I grabbed one of these, which you can just buy at Home Depot, and I stained it. And I built a little thing here, and I bought a rotisserie motor. And if this wasn't full of whiskey, I'd show you. But there's a turntable, like little ball bearing thing, and then like a stick kind of poking up. So anyway, currently sipping on regular Black Label. All right, cool. You got the White Walker. All right, so the White Walker is not yet available in my area. I've been going all over the place. I have 3 different places ready to call me when they get it in. Didn't want to go and get that one, sent to me kind of thing, just because I kind of want to do all of the Johnnie Walker, sorry, not Johnnie Walker, the Game of Thrones whiskeys. I've got kind of this big deal going, and I'm probably going to do something for Scotchtober, revolving around all of them, and then just do them as they come out. So thanks, Obi-Wan. I like that, Obi-Wan. That's really funny. All right, green should be the easiest to pick out. I love those poker chips sitting there. Bill, tell us about them. Oh, Sean, thank you for bringing up these wonderful challenge coins. So I decided to grab 7 of them, actually, and I'm actually happy that you reminded me, because the intent was to put 1 on each. So these are challenge coins. Most of you have seen them. If you haven't, these fit nicely on top of the Glencairns, and the idea is that it keeps the nose in and just kind of looks cool. Also could keep you from getting roofied, which is very important unless you have different motives than I do. All right, let's pick our first one, because 9 minutes in, I haven't had a drink yet. I'm going to go with whatever this one is. So this is coin number 21. So in the event that you're watching this and would like coin number 21, send me an email. So I do not know which one this is, so let's go ahead and give it a nose. Okay. Doesn't smell bad. So I don't think it's the Johnnie Walker Red. All right, so I'm going to just have a sip, and I'll kind of hold it up a little bit just to make sure you guys can see it. Hopefully you can see the colors. Okay. A little bit of burn there. This is actually a little scary now that I'm thinking about it. All right, I'm going to reserve my judgment on this one for a minute. There's got a lot of burn on this one. I'm almost a little curious if this was the red. All right, let me kind of keep going. I'm going to reserve my judgment on this one. I'm not going to call that yet, but it's tough because I want to kind of get a bit of a spread here and get a relative taste. You know what? I'm actually leaning towards. I think that one's the red, just based off the taste. It's kind of not sitting great, but we'll see. It's also my first dram of the night, so it might be a little bit more than, a little harsher than it could be. So this one's number 28. No, I'm not going to write any notes. I don't really want to get into all that. Now this one doesn't smell very good either. Maybe it's just Johnnie Walker doesn't smell very good. It is so tempting to peek. God forbid I pick the Johnnie Walker Red as not being terrible after all that shit talk. All right. Okay. That one is probably not the red. Definitely not the red. I'm going to guess it feels a little bit more mid-range. I'm not sure. That's tough. I'm going to guess that's the black, because it tastes a little bit It doesn't taste anything fancy, but it doesn't taste like fantastic, but it tastes kind of a little bit. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna guess that's the black. Let's see. Oh, uh-oh. I was wrong. Uh-oh. 0 for 1 so far. Oh no, I'm so sad. All right, this one's the green. So I'm really, really bad at the moment because the green is pretty well respected. Although I will say that this version of the green, less so than the other ones. Now that I've had the green and I kind of got a little bit of a mid-range there, I'm going to take another sip of this guy. This is way harder than I thought it would be. I really thought I'd be able to pick these all out a little bit easier. All right, let me kind of keep going. I'm still reserving my judgment on this one, but I got the green very, very wrong. All right, this one's coin number 16. Let's go ahead and give this one a shot. Okay, this one tastes a little bit better. You know what? I'm gonna have a little sip of water here. So what have you guys been up to? Is anybody else drinking with me? I know somebody said they were drinking, what was it, Glenrothes? Other than that, I'm curious what anybody else is drinking on this Whiskey Wednesday during Scotchtober. So, yeah, that's a good point. I guess I'm not really doing this very well. Let's do this. At the risk of kind of covering stuff up, let's see does this look terrible? Yeah, it kind of does. Let me see if I go a little bit more of an angle here. Ooh. All right. I'm just going to surround myself in whiskey like I do when I'm off camera too. Just kind of... All right. Let's try this one again. This one tastes pretty good. I'm going to guess this is either the gold or the blue. I think I remember what the silver or platinum tastes like. Is it silver or platinum? I'm kind of forgetting. Yeah, platinum now. Used to be called silver. Anyway, I'm gonna guess this is either the blue or the gold. Yeah. Excuse me. Let me try one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna guess this one's the blue, and hopefully I get that one right. I did. Oh, thank goodness. Boy, I would have felt like an ass if I just started getting all of them wrong. All right. I am 1 for 1. Or no, I'm 1 for 2. 1 and 1. All right. Let me try this one more time. I just feel like I'm trying this one over and over again because I'm afraid that it tastes like the red, and I'm really tempted to call the red, but I'm a little bit worried because the red actually has a bit more smoke to it, but so does the double black. But I remember the double black being like super smoky. All right, I'm going to leave that one alone actually, and I'm going to go with this guy. I only have Bullet Bourbon and Knob Creek on hand. So, all right, well, you made the right choice. Oh, I forgot. You guys wanted me to put the chat back on the thing. Oh, well, I'll do it next time. This is coin number 23. All right, let's go ahead. Can you guys hear that? I think I need to clean these ball bearings a little bit. Boy, I'm flying through these. It's only 9:16. Maybe I should relax a little bit. That's another thing about these live streams is you're going 100 miles an hour right before they turn on, and then you're tempted to go 100 miles an hour again, and then it's just kind of like you run out of things to talk about a half hour. And now I'm also not against turning off a stream halfway through because, you know, I also don't want to make things go longer than they need to. All right, let's go ahead and... All right, hold on. Ooh, that one's not great either. I think I'm maybe just realizing that the whole Johnnie Walker line isn't great. That definitely could be it. Tell me if you guys are picking this up, because if you are, then maybe I'll just turn it off, because I mean they're totally mixed up at this time. The older bottles of Johnnie Walker Green were way better, I think. I would love to have one of each to really compare and see kind of how they're doing. I'm also noticing that these are all virtually the same color, which doesn't give a whole lot of hints. Then again, I said I was going to try not to cheat. I don't know. So the last one was blue. And I guess no, I got the green wrong. I don't know what this one is. I'm thinking this might be this. The sound comes through every now and then, but it's not obnoxious. Don't worry about it. Thank you guys. I appreciate that, Steve. I'm going to reserve my judgment on this one too. I know that I'm being kind of obnoxious to that, or maybe a little indecisive, but I feel like there's a lot on the line here. All right. Dick Whiskey, the people's affront to Judea. Wow. I'm sure that's not an offensive name to somebody. All right. Number 25. I actually just kind of grabbed a stack out of the box there. The challenge coins are selling really, really well. I'm actually psyched about that. And that Conor McGregor video is doing extremely well. I've gotten almost 1,000 subscribers in the last like 3 days. It's insane. But I'm also, that video itself is doing well for me monetarily, which is good because that means I get to talk about, I'm actually going to derail here for a minute. So I'm going to be doing a charity stream in a couple of weeks. It's going to be November 2nd, and it's for type 1 diabetes. And the idea is, me personally, I'm going to put up $250 to the charity, and I'm going to get my company to match it. So I'll be putting up $500 total. But a lot of that money I don't actually even have from the channel yet. So this will be a good month. So as of like the early November, I'll have plenty of cash to put towards that. But if any of you guys are interested, the stream is going to be November 2nd. I'll be putting the actual thing up on I'll be making the stream public pretty soon so that it's kind of there and you can set a notification for it or whatever. One way or another, it's going to be a 3-hour stream. It's going to be pretty crazy. I'm going to do the first hour, and during that hour, I'm going to premiere a video. And after which, the second hour, I'm going to have a guest on. Her name's Molly, and she's from a diabetes blog called Hugging the Cactus. She's somebody I work with, actually, so I'm pretty excited to have her on. She's really nice and everything. I think you guys will like her. Just don't be pervs. So, and then the third hour, I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to be doing with it, but I've gotten some distilleries to offer to send some merch. Some of them have offered to donate some money as well. We'll see how that all goes. But one way or another, I've set like a really lofty goal for myself, mostly because I'm just curious if I can hit it, of $5,000. So I'm hoping that the distilleries can make up a lot of that money. But I mean, me personally, I'm putting up $500 essentially. So I'm hopeful that if we get enough people in the stream, and I'm going to kind of reach out to type 1 diabetes and the whiskey community and just try to get everybody to come to the stream and just throw something in, like a 10 or a 20. It'll make a big difference. So anyway, I'll be giving you guys more information about that. I'll probably do at least one more live stream prior to that date. So we'll go from there. But I'm gonna make a big ordeal out of it. Big celebration kind of thing. I got to fill 3 hours somehow, right? I could potentially do an auction. I'm not sure how that would work per se, but I'm waiting to see what I get from the distilleries as far as like gear goes. Because if there's something cool, then yeah, totally. I'll be like, the next. I don't want to do super chats. I just want to put that in there. So super chats, they're good for other times, but not for that particular stream, only because YouTube takes too much of it. So I have a charity page set up through type 1 diabetes, and I'll put all this information out there eventually. And that page, they get 100% of the proceeds. So anyway, enough about that. Let's go into this next whiskey. Actually, let me just see this. I actually just saw a Proper 12 video like 10 minutes ago and went through a bit of your vids. And saw you were live. Looking forward to looking through your other videos. Nice to see you, Adam. I'm glad that you stopped by. What time do I plan on starting the stream? So I'm that's a little bit up in the air at the moment. I'm thinking I'm going to start actually at 7. So I'll do 7 to 8, and then 8 to 9 will be when Molly's here, and then 9 to 10. will be, whatever the hell it ends up being. I'm not quite sure whether I want to take the approach of just getting hammered and making it hilarious, but potentially running out of steam, or, maybe just doing something completely different. Maybe I'll have some of the other whiskey tubers on during that third hour to help me kind of bring it home. But I am no Scotch test dummies. 12 hours of boom is not in me, I don't think. Auction the turntable. I will say that I will definitely be giving out plenty of these poker chips. So the whiskey challenge coins. All right, let's go ahead and give this one a nose. I'm thinking that one might be the double black. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to just throw my hat in the ring on that one and just say this is the double black. It is not. Let's rewind a little bit. No. So that's the gold, which those of you that watched my video will know I didn't think very highly of. I'm a little surprised. I feel like almost having the double black in here is not fair, because at some point it seems like one of these two is going to be the double black, but it's just going to be like boom, smoke. And I wish I would have gotten into it earlier, because every time I taste smoke in this, my first thought is double black. Anyway, all right, so epic fail on that one. These are hard. I probably should have had these recently. I haven't had them since I did the videos on them. All right, let's go into this guy. So let's see. All right, this one's number 26. Only 24 minutes in, and I've only got one dram left. That's a little scary. Family has a history of diabetes. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, there's so many people that have diabetes. It's my niece has diabetes, and that's part of the reason I chose that charity. My thought also is that if this is successful, or even moderately successful, to be perfectly honest, if I raise like $1,000, I'm gonna be over the moon. But all of that aside, like, I would like to support a different charity every year, something that's for whatever reason personally important to me, or possibly important to the whiskey community as a whole, and just kind of go that route with it. But I figure it'll probably be around November every year, just because it'll be interesting to do. All right, and I think there's a lot of people in here that for basically the price of a bottle that you don't even know if you like, it'll make a big difference. So anyway, I'll stop with all that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I haven't tried this one yet. All right, that smells familiar. Okay. Yeah, that one, that was clear as day. That's the red. That's the red. All right. Wasn't even a question. Okay, that clears up a lot of things now. Oh, damn it. Every time I have to have that. One of these days. All right, this year with the Super Bowl, which assuming the Patriots are going to make it to the Super Bowl because they're the Patriots and they're going to make it to the Super Bowl. I know I did J&B last year. Maybe I'll do something a little bit more. Oh, that's so bad. Something a little bit more interesting with Johnnie Walker Red, because that stuff's just so bad. All right. So this one was the green. Let's put that over here. I didn't get that one right, so I'm 2 for 2 so far. These two are still pending. I don't know. I don't know what these two are. I'm just reading the comments. People are laughing at me about the red. So, all right. The red is off the table. I've still got the black available. The double black. I didn't get the green. The platinum's there. All right, so let me try this one. Because so far, I'm not confident that I've had the platinum, but one of these definitely did taste a little bit above the others, but let's see. Yeah. So what we've learned tonight is, yes, the red label sucks. So you're saying that the best whiskey there is Blue Label, which is on par with most $60 single malts, but cost over $200. So Charles, I'll go into that in a minute. No, the best whiskey in this group is not the Blue, but I will talk about that in just a sec. So I'm looking at the color here because this one's darker than the rest, and that gives me the impression that it might be the double black. Let's go ahead and smell it though. Okay, that has a very different smell than all the rest, but let me see. All right, that one's a little bit fruitier. That one's also a little sweet. So just by process of elimination, but let me try a sip. All right, let's see. So I've forgotten to do this. Cheers to all of you. I'm going to say cheers to you magnificent bastards who happen to be watching the stream, because for whatever reason, you also like me too. So cheers to you guys. I'm definitely going to guess that is the double black, although oddly enough, it's not as smoky as I remember. So let's see. Official guess, double black. Got it. All right. Thank God. So that leaves me with one of these is my favorite, and one of these is the first Scotch I ever had. So that's kind of funny that those are the two that I'm not sure of. After drinking the entire line, I will just say this because whatever. Hey, Steve. For whatever reason, I love... Oh, wait a minute. No, I put that on the wrong one. The Platinum and the regular black are the two that I have not chosen yet. Sorry. I hate that it holds. I wish I could just say, like, don't hold anything for review. When the chat... When somebody says something like bastard, essentially, it just mutes it and says, like, oh, this is probably bad language. You don't want to show it on the chat. I wish I could just be like, hey, show everything. I don't really care. Maybe I can, actually. Live chat. Let's go with that. All right. So let me see if I can pick out the difference between these two. Because one of them is the Platinum, my favorite. One of them is the Black, which was my first. We all remember our first fondly. Ooh, that's surprising how difficult that is to pick out the difference. I'm a little worried I'm going to be totally wrong here. I will say before I pick either one, though, that I actually like both of these whiskeys and would drink them any day of the week. But the Platinum was significantly better, I thought. But I never really had them all together. Have you found a way to add Black Velvet to the list of curse words? All right. I'm not saying it's a toss-up because I'm definitely leaning one way or the other. But I'm a little worried I'm going to be wrong. So, all right. I'm going to take one more sip of each and then see what I think. Well, so keep in mind that I'm mostly doing this off of smell. I have not been tasting as many of these because I also don't want to get drunk 30 minutes into the stream. All right. So currently I'm thinking this one's the black, but let's see. Yeah, definitely. This one's the good one. This one's the Platinum. I'm gonna bet a challenge coin on it. If I'm wrong, I will pick somebody at random and give away a challenge coin. So I think this one's the Platinum. Boom! I am right. I am very happy I'm right. Because I also don't mind giving away a challenge coin anyway. But I'm just happy I'm right. All right. So I'm excited about the Game of Thrones one. I've seen some people talking about Johnnie Walker, the White Walker. And so let's see. So I've got this guy. This guy's pretty cool, right? So in the place I work, right across the street, like walk across this fairly busy road. It's Route 20 for those of you in Massachusetts. If I walk across Route 20, I go to this place called Marlborough Liquors, and or Marlborough Wine and Spirits. I think that's what it is. And this guy that works there, his name's Jiggy. He actually owns the place. And he's a real character. He's actually he seems like a cool guy. And he told me that he's going to, set aside a bottle. He's going to get them in next week. He's going to set aside a bottle for me. And he's going to, just kind of hold it for me. So I should have one of those next week for sure. And then I'll probably do that maybe for my Scotchtober episode next week. So here's the problem. I thought it'd be fun. You know, October sounds like Scotchtober. Thought it'd be fun to do Scotchtober in October. And it just so happens that I've got a shit ton of bourbon that I want to drink. So it's a little tough because I probably am going to do some bourbons as my Wednesday episodes. I've just got a ton of craft whiskey back there. I actually just got one that's very exciting. And based off the fact that I've got 28 minutes left, maybe I'll try it for the first time on stream. What do you guys think? Should I try some bourbon? I think I did okay. I don't know. Let's see. So I got, if memory serves, I got all three of these right. I got the green wrong, I got the gold wrong, and then I got these two right. I think, right? Does that sound about right? I 5 out of 7 seems all right. I have tried Balcones, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I had it when I was out in Austin. November will be here before you know it. White Walker's a nice, easygoing dram. All right, people are saying yes, I should try this new surprise whiskey. Okay, give me half a second. I'm gonna have to go off screen here because these were literally all the Glencairns that I have, and I want to rinse one out. So you'll just hear me talking. So anyway, hopefully I don't smack that camera. All right, so there's my nice clean Glencairn. Alrighty. So, make sure to try Walker Frozen just to try it, but warm is much better. That's good to hear. I've actually been wondering about that because I saw that and I'm like, all right, any whiskey that's telling you to have it cold is pretty much admitting that it doesn't taste very good. But I also get that it's kind of thematic. So let me get all this stuff out of the way. First off, does anybody recognize the shape of this bottle before I reveal what it is? I kind of don't remember if I actually said what it was yet. I think I just said it was like a mystery. No one says hi anymore. I say hi to you, Nelson. It is Blackened. So this is Metallica's whiskey. Now here's the deal. Metallica decided to put out a whiskey. Now Metallica, you know, they put their name on a lot of stuff. But I will say that I've been a Metallica fan my whole life. So I was born in 83. I think they came out in 82. Obviously, I didn't listen to them until I was at least a little bit older, but I got to say, I probably started listening to them before anybody would have thought that I should. So this is batch number 82. Already, I will say it's a little hard to open, but I like I'm also trying to open it in a way that's preserving some of this stuff so I can have it for the review. Jeez, come on. It's like electrical tape. All right, give me a second. I'm being not very... All right, whatever. I'll just rip it open. Grrr. Yeah. Freaking metal. You guys might see me kind of fanboy out a little bit here. All right, so Blackened. I'll talk about this just a little bit. Kia Ora. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Metallica puts their name on lots of stuff. Obviously, you know that, but I wouldn't say they're nothing like Kiss, right? Kiss put their name on literally everything, but Metallica does put their name. Like, I'm sure that they sell anything instrument related or music related, but they've never done a whiskey. Now the funny thing is the lead singer is a recovering alcoholic. I say that's funny only because it makes it kind of ironic, but this whiskey in particular did have a lot more of a hand in it, and I kind of double checked this fact just today because I'm planning my next video and I want to make sure I get everything. Play some background music. All right, let's do this. I actually have tons of it, and I have a particular song. I'm just gonna have to make sure that it is not super loud, but I think that's a great idea as long as you guys don't mind waiting 2 seconds. I think it's on my D drive. Let's see. Music. Yeah, there we go. Metallica. And I am looking for... Actually, I'm being dumb. I should play Blackened. All right, hold on. All right, there it is. see if it lets me do this. I think, is it playing? I can't really tell. I don't really know how to do this. Play Whiplash. No, I'm putting on Blackened. Because why on earth wouldn't I? Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's a very good point. I do not want to get a copyright strike or have this thing lose its audio. So never mind. I will not put on Blackened. Never mind. Play Whiplash. Darn it, Bill. No, you bring up a really good point. If I lose if I get a copyright strike on this channel, that's not a good thing. All right, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to pour this whiskey into the, actually, oddly enough, the Johnnie Walker Silver. Platinum. I keep wanting to call it silver. So the gimmick here, and I say gimmick, but I will say it's also something that they're bothering to patent. So maybe it actually made a difference. You need to set it up as a source in OBS and copyright. Yeah. So the live stream won't get canceled, but they may like mute the entire live stream, which would suck. So anyway, I don't think it was coming through at all. Anyway, it didn't appear to be. I added it as a source, and then I tried to hit play, but it didn't seem to work. Oh well, I'll stop with all that. All right, so I can already actually kind of smell the berries in here. So here's the deal. This ends up, I forget what it was called, black brandy casks. Sorry. So it's a blend of straight whiskeys finished in black brandy casks. So this is very much an American style whiskey. It is the gimmick here. So they take, this is freaking awesome. Like I'm honestly like, I think this is just so funny, but totally appropriate. They'll take all of the casks in the batch and they have them in the rick house or whatever, wherever they're aging them. I don't know if it's actually a rick house or if it's just like the building that they're in. And they will put a subwoofer next to the cask and they blast Metallica at the barrel. Now, what they say this does is the vibrations essentially, kind of shake the barrel just a little tiny bit to the point where it'll actually get more of the caramel notes from inside the wood. I mean, it's the same thing as like Devil's Cut saying that they're like squeezing out the extra stuff that goes into the wood. Like it's a gimmick. But it's something that they're bothering to patent. And I've never tried this, so I can't say that it's not working. Now, a little bit more to the credit is that the guy, I think his name's Dave Pickrell. Yeah. He used to be the master distiller at Maker's Mark. So, at least I think so. Maybe head distiller. Maybe some... I have not done my review on this yet, so any of these points could be a little bit off. He was somebody at Maker's Mark. I think he was a head distiller. Anyway, he left there and went to this place. Now, Metallica actually did have more of a hand in the distillery, which they are actually starting a distillery. It has a real name. Of course, I forget the name of it. And they are making their own stuff. It's not just Metallica saying, like, yes, this has our name on it, similar to the Conor McGregor thing, which people have been calling me out on all week. But that information was not out there by the time that I made that video. So, oops. Oh, well. Anyway, I have been now being extremely careful when citing my sources and talking to the people that I have relationships with about this whiskey. And they have assured me, and they actually even told me, like, this person was part of this process. This person was part of here. The whole band had a say in this and blah, blah, blah. So even if they never worked a still, they absolutely were there to, like, taste stuff, pick stuff that they liked, say this is the right one, this is what we don't like, all that stuff. So think of it probably a little bit more so than, like, if you went as a liquor store and did a store pick, right? Anyway, all right, so let's try this. Cheers. That is definitely different. I will say I like the nose and I like the taste right off the bat. This is surprising. I've seen mixed reviews on this, mostly very neutral. Nobody's saying this is like the best thing they've ever tasted, and nobody's saying this is terrible. Right now, it's a little bit hot. It's a little like, what is the ABV on this? Let's see. 90. Okay. So that's great. I freaking love when any whiskey comes out as over 40%. 40% can work if you're a huge distillery who makes tons of stuff, and like that's your product. And then maybe you release something that's a higher proof, like a batch strength. Think like Maker's Mark, right? So they've got Maker's 46, and they get Maker's cask strength or barrel proof, whatever it's called. And like that makes a lot of sense. You do your Makers as your thing that everybody drinks, people will like. Excuse me. Anyway, if you're putting out a whiskey, it should be over 80 proof, because it shows, at least in my mind, and maybe I'm an impressionable guy, maybe, but I've drank a lot of whiskey. In my mind, I see that from a craft distillery as showing that you give a shit. So that's it, plain and simple. You're not saying, like, you might only have 30 barrels in your entire distillery. You might have 10, and maybe you only put out like 3,000 bottles or so. Usually a barrel makes about 350 bottles. But like, you might only have 10 barrels, but sell less of them. Sell them for slightly more and sell them at a higher proof. The whiskey community will appreciate it. And I guarantee the people in the comments are going to be agreeing with me. Yeah, like, first thing I see, 40% shouldn't even be called whiskey. Like, rant. All right. That counts as a hands-on whiskey dick. They don't need to be experts in the details, just tasting, saying what they like, etc. Yeah, no, and I completely agree with you. I'm not saying that these guys were friggin' nailing boards to the sides of the rick house. It was, all you got to do is be involved. If you're a celebrity who has a distillery, as long as you are part of what created the juice that you end up doing, and if you never step back into that distillery, if your vision became the whiskey, I'm totally fine calling that your distillery. Anyway, all right, I like this whiskey. Right off the bat, it's different than most whiskeys that I've had. That black brandy is a whole different kind of smell and taste than you usually get. It's definitely like a plum kind of. What am I gonna say? All right, I just had one of these in a review somewhat recently. So maraschino cherries, not the kind on a sundae, but the kind that you might like put in a Manhattan. They're darker, they're black. The way that those smell is a little bit like the way that these taste. And their smell and taste is very similar, but like that's how I would go with this for right now. I'm gonna make my way over to the couch. I'll probably actually sip on this one, and then I'll make my way over to the Platinum over there. Yeah, no, I didn't finish that one yet. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I didn't finish the blue. I don't think I'll finish all of these. I think that'd probably be a bad choice. I have to work in the morning. All right, let's see. Cask Strength is King. William, that's a great love song. Okay, I don't know. Blackened is raw and astringent, so much overhype. I don't think this is raw and astringent at all. No, I completely disagree with you. I'm sorry, Mark. I think it's good. I'm actually liking this a lot more than I thought I would. All right. So you guys have heard me gush about that guy for a little bit. I'm going to put that aside because this is supposed to be about Johnnie Walker. So here's a question for you guys. What bottle would you like me to drink? Because I've got a decent amount of these here. I'd like to sip on something while we kind of finish off the live stream tonight. And I'm curious what you guys would like me to drink. Don't pick the Johnnie Walker Red. If Go Habs is still in the chat, I know he's going to pick it. Don't drink Blackened first for the night. Yeah, that's probably a good point, actually. What was the price? The price, I believe, is $45 US dollars. So, is that a peanut? No, it's not a peanut. All right, so we got. You know what? Actually, Go Habs. You mentioned green. I'm gonna drink green because I thought it was bad right off the bat, and I actually I remember even in the review I kind of said that I didn't like it as much as I did when I first started drinking. Holy crap, you guys are all over the board. Reddit is. What are the best budget whiskeys for poor university students? You know what, Lewis? When I was in college, all I drank was Jack Daniels. And I feel like that probably should also be your your go-to when you're in college. Either that or like Evan Williams. You got no money. You're in college or university. But if you want a real answer, what do you guys think in the chat here? Help the guy out. What are your best budget whiskeys for a college student? Now, keep in mind, I think college is supposed to be about making bad decisions quickly. And so a Jack and Coke was my personal drink. I liked to be amped up and drunk. So, no, I'm not getting the glove. Go Habs. I will get it next time. Anyway, I'm thinking, let's see, a budget whiskey. I mean, Buffalo Trace is always a good choice. But one thing I always suggest to people, if they actually want like a real Scotch, I always like Glenmorangie 12. I feel like that's still an underrated Scotch, and luckily it's very cheap. It's like $20. And I've always found that to be really tasty for the price. So actually, I think it drinks like almost like a $30 or $35 Scotch, given there's not a ton of those either. So, all right, so I'm going to drink the green. Yeah, you know what? I'm still gonna say I don't love the green. It's knowing which one it is now, it's a little bit. When I first had it, I was actually a little bit worried that it was the red. Now it doesn't taste anything like the red. As soon as I had the red, I think you guys could tell. You saw my face. There was no question. But when I had that green, my first thought was, "Oh no! What if this is the red? What if this is the red and I say it's like the gold?" You know? So I got a little bit worried there. Either way, green is not for me. There's a reason I still have this bottle and it's barely touched. I'll probably give this bottle away now that I think about it. I've been meaning to do this particular stream for a while, and because of that, I kept all of these Johnnie Walkers. But the people that I work with, they actually benefit quite a bit from this channel. Now, they have to hear me talk about it all the time, but because of that, they also get free whiskey. So I end up buying a lot of whiskey for this channel, and there's just literally no way I can drink it all. Now, unfortunately, I also don't have the room to store it all and kind of have like a giant whiskey collection. Otherwise, that would be fun too. But because of that, I give a lot of it away. All right. Evan Williams is coming up. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Wild Turkey 101. You know what? Yeah. Do Wild Turkey 101. That's a fantastic bang for the buck. Irish car bombs. Yep. Best budget whiskey for me is Michter's. Yep. Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, Wild Turkey 101, Jameson, Johnnie Walker Black, Glenlivet 12, Glenfiddich 12. All good suggestions. Don't go with the Devil's Cut. Swami will kill you. Let's see. Wild Turkey 101. That's all over the point. All over the place. Kenneth, if you live anywhere near me, we could talk. All right. So, let's see. I think the second most that came up was probably the black. So I'm going to go with, I've got just a little tiny dram of the black left. I say dram. I've got a drop of the black left. Just kind of kick that one. And now this one's the red. You know, I hear that all the time. DH Sylv 2. My wife gives me crap because when she was in college, she would drink, a lot of Bud Lights and stuff. I've just never liked Bud Light. And because of that, I would rather not drink than drink Bud Light. So I actually pretty much drank exclusively Sam Adams in college. And occasionally, if I got my hands on something a little cheaper, I would drink it. Although I do have vivid memories of finding some Natty Light and just saying, absolutely freaking not. We had our townhouses at college, and they were made out of brick, right? Because live in Massachusetts, every freaking thing is made out of brick. So we took the Natty Lights, and we would shake them up really, really a lot. And then we would just freaking huck them right at the side of the brick walls. That is a satisfying explosion, let me tell you. Total waste of beer. I totally get it, and I sure hope I didn't just piss some people off. But that explosion and just the way it covered the wall, really, really funny stuff. Hey, Yoshi, what's going on? All right, so I've got the Johnnie Walker Red here. It's 9:52. Let's see if we can save that for the end. Maybe I'll finish my night on a Johnnie Walker Red and really just ruin everything I've worked to achieve tonight. All right, so we've got the black, we did the green, we did the blackened, which actually would totally fit into this line, something called Blackened. All right, I'm gonna go platinum because this one's gonna be the blue. This is the blue. I'm gonna drink the blue. It's not beer, it's panther piss. I like that. I bet there's somebody out there who drinks panther piss thinking it's good for them. Yeah, the blue smells pretty good. I gotta hand it to him. I don't love the blue as far as just a Scotch goes. It's gotta be the most overrated Scotch in the world, but I get it. I do get it. It smells pretty good. It smells a lot better than it tastes, but still, it certainly doesn't taste bad. Jose, I'm guessing that you're channeling Chad. No, none of them are nutty. 4 Minnesotans here. Oh, Minnesota's representing. I did see somebody from Argentina actually earlier. So cheers to you, Argentina. Don't drink to me, Argentina. How do you know what Panther Piss? I do not, but I know that 60% of the time it works every time. Oh my God, 72 pack of beer. Oh, that's awful. Drop a shot of Lafroig 10 into a Miller Lite. I've never tried that. I'm not surprised that would come from somebody named Homer Simpson, but I actually recommend. All right, so here's a question for you guys. All right, I've got a friend. His name is Dave. Dave likes whiskey. I have introduced Dave to quite a bit of whiskey, and Dave is a very promising student of the world of whiskey. Oh my gosh, 6 people from Minnesota. Hey, Jose. Nice. All right, there it is. I was waiting for a super chat to drink the red. So, Jose, I'm going to interrupt my story. Jose, this one's to you. You bastard. I hate that the friggin' whiskey tribe took that term because I like to call people bastards too, but every time I do it now I feel like I'm taking their thing. So, oh, son of a bitch. For $2 too. All right, let's just close the eyes, pitch the... Well, drinking all night certainly helps that one go down a little bit easier, but... All right, let me continue my story here. Jose, you're the worst. Okay, so Dave likes whiskey. I've introduced Dave to quite a few whiskeys. I believe I started him on Buffalo Trace, as one does. I suggested probably Maker's Mark to him. I think I had him buy an Eagle Rare. He liked that one a lot. So then I decided to just go crazy, and I had him buy... Actually, sorry, this was before it got crazy. I asked him if he was interested in trying a Japanese. So I had him try the Nika coffee grain, which, fantastic whiskey, right? Excuse me. Then he tells me that he was at a bar or a restaurant or something, tried a smoky whiskey and loved it. So I said, oh boy, here we go. I've got a lot of smoky whiskeys in my house, and I've had quite a few of them on the channel. I've reviewed basically every Ardbeg that's in their core line. And I've talked a little bit about the grooves as well. So I was like, all right, let's try this. Let's go with Lafroig 10. So he just tried the Lafroig 10. And he tried, there was another smoky whiskey. I think I might have had him, I didn't have him get the Lagavulin. Oh, shoot, what was the other one? It wasn't an Ardbeg. I'm having a tough time thinking about it. But anyway, so this is kind of the question I have for you guys. I have not had a lot of the Lafroig. I have the quarter cask in my bar. Had it for a long time, actually, at this point. I've had the 10, obviously. I haven't had a lot of their, other expressions, like the Madeira cask and all the other ones. I think Triple Wood is one of them as well. Should I get him a Kalila, or should I get him some other Lafroigs? And if Lafroig, which one do you guys suggest? I'm going to sit here and drink my Johnnie Walker Blue after the Johnnie Walker Red, because the duality of man. I was like, why are people suggesting Glenlivet 12 and Macallan 12? Somebody asked about any peat-free scotches. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. It does help. He just threw a $5 super chat up there to help. He says, just to help you stomach that red a little more. All right. So the blue's helping out a little bit too. I might pour some more of that silver, but it feels like a waste because whatever I don't drink may very well go down the drain just because it's, like I said, it's a whiskey. Oh, Kilchoman. Yeah, that's a good idea. I wonder if, you know what? That was it. That was the one I couldn't remember. He's had Kilchoman before. I don't know if he's had I'm assuming it's pronounced Makir Bay. 10 cask strength. Okay, the Lefroy 10 cask strength. Now, Dave is a bigger dude than I am. Now, for those of you that can't tell, I am 6'3". I'm huge, and I'm also about 245 pounds, so I'm a big dude. And I, you may have seen a little bit better how huge I am in some of those Whiskey Tribe videos. But Dave is bigger than I am. He's about an inch taller, I'd say, or maybe half an inch taller, but he's also, 20, 30 pounds heavier than I am. And just in general, he's like a bigger dude. So cast strength, I don't think will be a problem. All right, let's see. I'm a bourbon guy and would like to get into Scotch. Can you suggest a good one to start me off? Had monkey shoulder and didn't care for it. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, no, I don't want to waste any whiskey either. All right, I'll tell you what. If I get one more super chat, doesn't matter the amount, I'll mix all 4 of these together, and that will be the drink for the rest of the stream. So there's a good amount of double black in there. There's a little bit of blue left. There is a green, and there is a gold. And it will taste freaking terrible because I've tried something like this before. So what do you guys think as far as a non-peated Scotch that is going to be good for a beginner who did not like monkey shoulder? Now, that's usually the go-to. I typically recommend people go to Glenlivet 12. Glenfiddich is a good one too. But I'm trying to think if there's something else that I might give people. If I wanted to introduce somebody to Scotch. I mean, typically, honestly, I would go with the Johnnie Walker Black Label for a lot of newbies, but it's also not something that I really try to promote because it's a good intro. Cap'n. All right. Thank you, Cap'n. Appreciate it. Dun, 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 dun. Drip, 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 drip. And da 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 da. All right. So, as I said, double black, green, blue, and gold for a somewhat dark colored. I don't even know what color that would end up being. I'm going to say a dark gray. All right. All right, so it smells like the double black, which is not a huge surprise. That would be the thing to come across. The green tends to have a little bit of a smoky nose to it as well. Or at least, actually, you know what? No. The green tend to be a little bit more alcoholic on the nose. Like, it's just kind of that, it's not the burn, but it's that, like, almost, I don't want to say astringent because it's not. And it's not really the right word. Neither is acetone, but it's a little alcohol-y. The double black tends to have the strongest nose of the 4. I'm interested to see how the gold and the green hold up with the little tiny bit of blue. That's going to be just totally wiped out. All right, let's just try it. So this is to all of you that gave me a super chat tonight. Thank you. There's a lot going on there. Holy crap, there's a lot going on there. I'm going to laugh if it becomes the perfect Johnnie Walker, but we're all too drunk to remember the exact proportions of the blend. That's why we have video, Sean. I can tell you it's not the perfect Johnnie Walker. That's for sure. It's not bad. Here's what I've noticed. Now, this is one of the few things that's kept me from doing an infinity bottle. I have found that when mixing different whiskeys, like actual whiskeys that are completed pieces together, it always feels like just the sum of its parts. It doesn't ever feel like it melds together. Now, like if I swirl this, or I mean, this is mixed. You know, like there's no layering going on. There's nothing, but it's gonna taste like a little bit of black or a double black with a little bit of green and a little bit of gold and a little no blue. The blue's long gone. And let me see if I can do my best to describe what this actually tastes like. And I don't know if any other whiskey tubers are going live at 10 o'clock. I'll let you guys out of here in just a minute. If I'm curious if anybody else checked their subscription feed, just make sure I'm not running over anybody because I know it's Wednesday and I'd feel like a jerk. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say in the nose, the double black, hands down. As far as the taste goes, you're getting mostly the green. The gold is pretty much gone. But let me hold on. Oh, that's right. The stupid cap on the gold is terrible. Yeah, no, the gold is pretty much gone. It's I'd say it's pretty much just a combination of the double black and the green at that point. Now, there was a lot more double black. Certainly wasn't the right proportions. It would actually be interesting to do that, but I'm not about to pour out more of this stuff. It would be a waste. See, at least 4 recommendations for non-peat. Appreciate it. Good. I'm glad they could help you out, Matthew. Yes, hit the like button, people. I am not tracking any of this analytics while I'm doing the stream. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. This time I'm more just having fun hanging out. These impromptu streams tend to be a little bit less serious, a little bit more ridiculous. There's a lot of bottles of whiskey in front of me here. Yeah, I know the Mash and Drum were competing with me already. They're good dudes. Or, well, I've watched a little bit of them. I think it's just the one guy, isn't it? You say are competing with you, so it makes me think that there's more than one guy, but I don't know that I've seen more than like one of his live streams. So I feel bad that I took his time. I hope, whatever. You smashed that. Yeah, chug that like button. So this Conor McGregor fight, did you guys actually watch the fight? Because I've never been like a huge UFC guy. I have enjoyed watching the few that I've watched, but I've never bought it personally, and I don't keep up with the sport. But because of just everything around that Conor McGregor whiskey and the fact that I kind of got that video out, it was starting to do well and everything. My brother-in-law, he said, hey, do you want to come to my neighbor's house? He's renting pay-per-view and whatever. You can just kind of hang out. Oh, good, Mega. I'm glad you like him. So, anyway, he said that it was, I could come over and kind of watch the stream there and hang out. So I decided to bring the proper 12 with me. Now, none of these people, other than my brother-in-law, are really like whiskey drinkers. Actually, one guy is super into gin, which was kind of interesting. I talked to him a little bit about that. But even my brother-in-law is not like a huge whiskey drinker. Slight aside. So he just turned 40. So I decided to get him 2 bottles of whiskey because I do. So I got him a 40 Creek, which, of course, because of the name, the Copper Pot still, which that one's pretty decent. And then I got him an Old Pulteney 12, and I just crossed out Pulteney, and I just said, you are old. So, Santa Cruzin, hey, buddy, what's going on? Glad to see you here. So anyway, so I went to their house, and we were hanging out, and we were watching the fight, and man, I didn't realize how many like fights they have leading up to the main event. And it was interesting to watch. Some of them were kind of boring, but man, that fight right before Conor McGregor and Khabib was freaking awesome. It was freaking savage. For those of you that haven't seen it, just go look it up because it'll probably be available. You could probably find it on YouTube or something. But these dudes were like tearing into each other. Both of them were bleeding from the head. And so the match ended up being just 2 freaking monsters, lightweight. Like, both these guys weigh like 100 pounds less than me, which is hilarious. But these guys, like, they're just destroying each other's faces. And anyway, it was very entertaining to watch. And then the Conor McGregor fight, of course, was interesting, but honestly, I found it a little dull. I'm sure that a lot of people out there would probably say, like watching Khabib fight, like he grappled McGregor really well, held him there. And I can appreciate that. I mean, being able to grapple somebody who's like 100 times stronger than me, like for like 2 minutes is probably exhausting and probably takes a lot of talent, but it doesn't make for a very interesting thing to watch for me personally as a non MFC UFC guy, or MMA, sorry, UFC guy. Anyway, it was still interesting to watch. 4 rounds later, McGregor taps out, and I don't blame him. The dude looked like a friggin' his face kind of looked like a homeless guy. If you know what I mean, go look it up. You will look at his face, and you will say, "I see what Bill means." So it was a little weird. Anyway, it was a very fun thing. What oil beef? What? Whale oil beef hooked. Oh, I like that. Whale oil be fucked. All right. I think I'm going to call this stream. This has been really, really fun. And I'm glad that that all of you could join. I hope that there's been some new people checking out the stream. Even, hey, Mash and Drum, sorry, buddy. I didn't know that you were going live right now. I did this totally impromptu. I didn't realize it. I hope your stream went well. I feel bad that we overlapped time. Anyway, I hope all of you have had a great time. I know I have. This has been a lot of whiskey. So have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you later. Cheers.